Do you often find yourself delaying tasks until the last minute? Procrastination, this seemingly harmless habit, is far more than just a minor inconvenience. It's a psychological phenomenon that has deep roots in our behavior and thought processes. Let's delve into the psychology behind procrastination. Many of us succumb to it not out of laziness, but due to a complex interplay of factors. These can range from fear of failure, the desire for perfection, to the lack of motivation or simply being overwhelmed by a task. Procrastination is often a defense mechanism, a tool our minds use to protect us from potential disappointment or failure. But while it may provide temporary relief, it's a common barrier to success and personal growth. The more we put things off, the more we rob ourselves of opportunities to learn, grow, and achieve our goals. But the cost of procrastination goes beyond missed opportunities. It can lead to increased stress, decreased productivity, and a perpetual cycle of postponing tasks. This cycle can leave us feeling stuck, creating a self-perpetuating loop of inaction. Yet there's an upside to understanding this. By recognizing these patterns, we can start to address the root causes of our procrastination. We can begin to confront our fears, challenge our need for perfection, and find ways to motivate ourselves. Understanding why we procrastinate is the first step in overcoming it. And remember, every journey begins with a single step. So let's take that step together towards a future free from the shackles of procrastination. Recognizing what triggers your procrastination is crucial in overcoming it. One common trigger is the fear of failure. When we're scared of making mistakes or not meeting expectations, we tend to put off tasks to avoid this possible outcome. Perfectionism is another trigger. If you're someone who feels the need to get everything just right, you might delay starting a task because you're apprehensive about not being able to complete it perfectly. And let's not forget the lack of motivation. Sometimes we just don't feel like doing a task because it doesn't interest or stimulate us. Understanding these triggers is like shining a light on the shadowy corners of procrastination. It's about asking yourself, what's really holding me back? Is it the fear of failure, the pressure of perfectionism, or is it simply a lack of motivation? Reflect on this and remember, once you know your triggers, you can develop strategies to counteract them. Now, how can you combat procrastination? Well, there are a number of effective strategies you can employ. First off, there's the 5-minute rule. This rule is all about overcoming that initial inertia. Often, once we start a task, we find it's not as daunting as we thought. So tell yourself you'll do the task for just 5 minutes. If after 5 minutes you want to stop, you can. But more often than not, you'll want to keep going. Next, try breaking down your tasks into smaller steps. A large task can seem overwhelming, which can lead to procrastination, but by breaking it down into manageable parts, it becomes less intimidating. Each small victory achieved by completing a step can motivate you to tackle the next one. Setting clear deadlines can also be a big help. When you have a deadline, your task becomes a concrete goal to work towards, rather than an abstract concept. Deadlines give structure to your time and create a sense of urgency that can spur you into action. Now, let's talk about creating a productive environment. This could mean decluttering your workspace, turning off your phone, or any other potential distractions. When your environment is conducive to work, you're more likely to get things done. Each of these strategies has its own unique benefits. The 5-minute rule helps you overcome the hurdle of getting started. Breaking tasks down into smaller steps makes them less overwhelming. Clear deadlines provide structure and motivation. And a productive environment minimizes distractions, enabling you to focus on your tasks. But remember, it's not about implementing all these strategies at once. Start with one that appeals to you, and once you've made it a habit, try adding another. In essence, these strategies are about changing your approach to tasks. They're about making tasks seem less daunting and more manageable. They're about creating an environment that encourages you to get started and keep going. Remember, the key is to start small and gradually build your way up. Your mindset plays a significant role in your ability to take action. Imagine your mind as the captain of your ship, steering you through the ocean of life. If the captain believes the journey is filled with insurmountable obstacles, the ship will never leave the harbor. But if the captain believes that no sea is too rough to cross, the ship will sail fearlessly into the unknown. This is the power of mindset. Now apply this analogy to procrastination. If you believe a task is too difficult, your mind will convince you to avoid it. But what if you shift your perspective? What if instead of seeing tasks as daunting, you see them as opportunities for growth? Adopting a growth mindset is key to overcoming procrastination. It's about believing that you can improve, learn, and conquer challenges. It's about understanding that effort and persistence are just as important as talent and intelligence. When you adopt a growth mindset, you transform your perception of failure. Instead of fearing it, you start to see failure as a stepping stone to success, a chance to learn and improve. This shift in perspective can significantly impact your willingness to take action. Remember, every task you tackle, no matter how small, is a step towards growth. Each small victory builds your confidence, reinforcing your belief in your abilities. And with each step, you prove to yourself that you can overcome procrastination. A change in mindset can turn procrastination into productivity. Now that you're equipped with these strategies, it's time for action. You've gained an understanding of procrastination and its triggers, and you've learned practical strategies to combat it. But understanding these concepts is only half the battle. The real challenge is putting this knowledge into practice. Choose one of the strategies we've discussed. Maybe it's the 5-minute rule, or maybe you're ready to break tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Whichever strategy you choose, make a commitment to implement it in your daily life. Overcoming procrastination is not an overnight process. It requires consistent effort and patience. Remember, it's okay to stumble along the way. What's important is that you keep moving forward. Each step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goals. We'd love to hear about your journey. Share your experiences and progress in the comments below. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.